Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am a senior manager of learning and development for the Gates Foundation. Yes, there's a lot of news. We're closing our doors in 2045, so we have a lot of work to do. As an organization increase adoption of artificial intelligence and ensuring that everyone from leadership to frontline staff has the knowledge and confidence to engage in AI is more important than ever. So, in this session, I hope to explain some practical strategies for identifying and addressing AI knowledge gaps, share examples, and ways to foster a culture of continuous learning around AI. So, together, we'll discover how to build AI literacy and unlock new opportunities to drive meaningful impact across the organizations that you folks are at. So there are four key takeaways, and I'm very much an education person, so I want to do a how-tos. So how to start from AI literacy and foundational knowledge, how to segment your audience using learner personas, designing AI related learning for different knowledge levels, and integrate essential upskilling into the flow of your work. So I think what we'll do first is I would like a poll to be launched, if we could do that, Elena. And I want to
I
know,
let
does
me
your
let me look
organization
at.
have an AI
All
policy?
right.
Do we have one, Chris? If not, put it in
I'm
the
I'm
chat.
you know
Does your
what?
organization have one?
Okay, I'm looking to see if we can even launch these things.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody can put it in the chat or
Okay,
in the
perfect.
Q&A.
Let's do
I
that because it
apologize.
doesn't look like I can access them. So we're doing the
Yes.
Q&A.
Okay. Yep. Very much a policy. All right. Most of the time, we all have policies or we're working on one. And your question is, what do we do with it now? So as people are responding, if they have a policy, I'll go ahead and jump ahead. Did you know in the next 3 years, 60% of the jobs will require some level of AI related skills, and we're only in year one. And I probably think this is shorter term, but this is like the data that I could find. In the next 5 years, it's about 60 to 70% of jobs will require some level of AI related skills. And in 10 years, probably about 90 plus jobs all will require some type of AI skill. So, what does this mean for us? Like, what are we talking about? But I will say first that AI won't take over all jobs, but it'll change nearly all jobs. So, I think you have to think about how your job is now and how is AI going to help you. So, what can we do for our organizations? So, the first thing when we're looking at what we can do, it's we can go ahead and, our organizations often face varied levels of AI knowledge from beginners to needing basic AI literacy to advanced users needing technical depth. And understanding these differences is crucial because AI integration affects productivity, innovation, and competitiveness. So, one of the most common areas we're working on is getting folks to understand what a large language model is and how it works. And that's kind of big, because people understand the concept, but they're not understanding the inputs and outputs. The other thing is artificial intelligence refers to, systems that mimic human thinking to perform tasks like analyzing data, generating content. Key terms like machine learning, generative AI, and prompt engineering help us understand how these systems work. To use AI effectively and responsibly, all employees should know what AI can and can't do, how to write clear prompts, and why human oversight, ethics, and data privacy really matters. And I think this is something for us. We're really working on this, making sure that our employees understand this. One of the things when it comes to AI literacy, it's really I'm trying to give you like a high level overview of foundational terms and keys to understanding how AI works and how it interacts with the things that we have. At the center, we have AI, and which refers to the machines performing the tasks that typically require human intelligence, like recognizing patterns, making decisions, or generating content. So surrounding it right now, I have is 10 key terms that are just broken down in different parts of the AI ecosystem. And now this doesn't cover everything. These are just the 10 that I came up with. So again, you can see there's like machine learning here, there's generative AI. So I hear AGI all the time now. I don't know if you folks hear that term. And I was like, what is that? And it's basically, artificial generated intelligence. That's basically what they're saying. Again, large language models, we have algorithms in here, training data. But again, a lot of it is focused on prompting. Like, how do we get our users to understand what prompting is? And then, more important, is the ethical considerations, such as bias in AI. It reminds us that its flawed data can lead to unfair results, while ethical AI emphasizes the need for fairness, transparency, accountability, and how AI is built and used. And finally, automation represents many of the things that we do, right? So, like, you have your phone, when you press that app, there's some automation happening behind there that we're not aware of. And it produces this minimal task. So, the human involvement can just click and then we get what we need done. So, again, this is just a high level slide. It just has 10 terms. I'm sure there's more out there. But when we talk about the spectrum of AI, we're really looking at the bigger part of our daily work. There are a few key things every employee should understand. So, first, AI can help us. We talk about the automatic tasks, we talk about analyzing data and generating content, but there still needs to be some human judgment to make sense of context and final decisions. So now knowing how to write clear prompts helps us get better results. And it's just as important to verify the information AI is giving you, because it's not always accurate. Definitely not. We also need to use AI responsibly. Don't, just enter sensitive data. Always think about privacy, ethics, and fairness. And then finally, AI, and this is the thing a lot of people don't talk about, but a lot of people are, is the environmental footprint of AI. Large training models use energy and water to generate carbon emissions. And so using AI mindfully helps reduce ecological impact. I think you can even Google how much energy it takes for AI to create a GIF, and it gives you like a whole breakdown about that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. One way to get started in your organization is really talking about your audience, like who are your learners, and creating learner personas that help tailor to the AI training that they need to be effective in their role. So, for instance, a novice may need a foundational AI concepts, intermediate benefits of practical application, while maybe your high-end experts, they need more of the advanced capabilities. And most of the time, that is about 20% of your population. That's kind of what we surveyed at our organization, whereas 80% of us are like the end users just getting started, the medium or middle people. We're not the advanced ones. The advanced ones is probably about 20% of our population. So defining these clear personas ensures that each group receives more relevant content. But what do you need to create those personas? So if you take a look here, you can just first assess the current role. Look at, starting with their job function. What tasks do different roles perform? How might AI support or disrupt them? I don't know if you've ever talked to like futurists, but I met probably three futurists about 5 years ago, and it was mind blowing just talking about this concept when it was first on the cusp. And I thought about all the things that they said, and we're here now. Like, it's not, we'll get ready for AI, it's AI is here. So, what are we going to do? The other thing is evaluating existing skills and AI exposure. So, whether you do surveys, self assessments are really good and they will help you understand where an individual is, but also input from their manager. So, knowing baseline knowledge as your business starts to evolve and change and you start to leverage AI. And then identifying specific goals or gaps. So, what does each persona need to do? What do they need to know and understand differently through the work that they're going to do with AI enhancing the environment? So let's talk about designing AI learning for different knowledge levels. And this you see on your screen really is the basics, where sometimes I'm an L&D person, so sometimes we can get really far out there and think like, yeah, we're going to make this all nice and jazzy, but sometimes we need to remove the jargon and we just need to keep it simple. So to build an effective AI capability across your organization, the complexities of your content must align to your learners' knowledge levels, because if you misalign it, the results can really create confusion, and people are just not going to have a good experience and they'll be disengaged. So this is just a general one. And yes, I put my little 7 taps on there, my little promo. So you have some action steps I kind of gave you, the things that you can take away from this, and to help you, the terms of AI, using AI effectively and responsibly. There are 7 key actions you can do. So first, we need to create shared language by introducing simple, common AI terms that everyone can understand. Second, we provide basic training on what AI can and can't do and how to write good prompts. And the ethical and environmental impacts. Your organization probably needs to figure out what their POV or point of view is with that, because most times there is not a point of view established. We all have AI policies, but we don't talk about the environmental impacts. Third, it's important to segment your learners and understand the foundational needs or the knowledge that they need versus what they're ready to advance to. A lot of organizations I see, they're creating a lot of AI training, but we don't actually know where that fits and who needs it. And so that's something that's very key. Fourth, match the right content with the right audience. Whether you're doing short videos or micro learnings for beginners, I think hands-on labs are really good. Most of us live in that, they have that 20 10 20 70 model, where most of us live in the 70%. You're learning on the job, you're talking to people, you're working with them, so definitely leverage that. Put together a cohort. I heard a national company, they were putting together a cohort for learning how to use AI and how do they solve their business problems. And that's how they got to build the skills and learn a little bit more of what AI could do for their business. Fifth, integrate learning to everyday workflows. You use Teams and Slack. So if it's just putting something out there like a knowledge article, or just trying to point out, hey, this is what I've been doing with Chat GPT, or this is what I've been doing with AI or Glean or Copilot Studio and building my agent. I mean, there's tons of things out there. So I'm sure lots of your organizations are using them. And before I close, I'm not sure, and being that this micro learning conference is going to go to Europe next. Europe has an artificial intelligence app. If you have the time, Google it. It is mind blowing. I mean, those Europeans are so way ahead. And I read through it. I was like, what are we doing? We're behind. We need to get going. So it was, if you're looking for some piece of information, it is a very interesting piece that you can read and learn a lot. So finally, we lead with the responsible use by setting clear guidelines and encourage mindful, ethical engagement with the AI. And together, these steps, we can ensure we're building confident, capable, and responsible AI users across our organization. So mahalo, I'm originally from Hawaii. So mahalo, thank you very much for having me. It's been great. And I will turn it back over to Chris.
Cassie, first of all, thank you so much for sharing. And can we get it now that we can? The chat's back, the emojis are back. I feel like I'm back home. This is wonderful. So can we get a huge round of emojis for Cassie on all of this and all that you're doing, and for the information you shared? To those of you who asked, all this stuff is recorded. The slides will be there. So all the other questions that we have, we'll be able to answer it. And what I really appreciated, Cassie, is just the balance and the whole perspective that you bring to this whole AI conversation. I feel like a lot of times when it's talked about very narrowly. We look at it in this one little myopic, like, well, how is this? And it's like, it's like electricity. It's everywhere. And we have to think about it holistically, not just in our own little worlds, but what are the implications of that? And I think this was a really great way to help expand that thinking.